Hey guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion, and today we are going through the FAQ and the Steam Store page for Total War Warhammer 3, because, yeah, it got announced today, which is awesome. Unless you're watching this later, in which case it didn't. Cool. Anyway, I got given the copy for these pages ahead of time, which is awesome, so I get to go through it now and make sure that I can get it right up on the channel as soon as it's, as soon as this stuff goes live tomorrow or today, or none of those if you're watching it later. So, Total War Warhammer 3, the cataclysmic conclusion to the Total War Warhammer trilogy is coming. Rally your forces and step into the realm of chaos, a dimension of mind-bending horror, where the very fate of the world will be decided. Will you conquer your demons or command them? So, step into the realm of chaos. Is that a metaphor, or will that actually be a map of the realm of chaos? I know, it seems weird, but the realm of chaos actually has a map. And you can see the different, regions where the different gods of chaos are sort of vying for power. You can see where all their different realms are, and they're all, very much themed around their thing. So is there going to be a point in the game, perhaps, where the Chaos Demons have to fight for supremacy, and then once they take over and maybe confederate the others, then you do a push into the old world? I don't know. But it would be really cool to see that, visualized as a campaign map, the realm of chaos, sort of north of the map we have now. I think it'd be awesome. But again, it could just be metaphor, so who am I to judge? So, far beyond the world and its petty wars, there exists a dimension of pure, malevolent magic, which is what I was just talking about. The realm of chaos. It is a terrible place, incomprehensible to the mortal mind. Though they could interpret it, I'm sure. It whispers promises of power, but to behold it is to be seduced by it, to relinquish your soul to it, to become it. The four ruinous powers rule over this place, ever seeking to slip their bonds and engulf the world in a tide of demonic corruption. Nurgle, the plague god, Slanesh, the lord of excess, Tzeentch, the changer of ways, and Khorne, the god of blood and slaughter. On the border between the worlds, two mighty kingdoms stand sentinel, the stern warriors of Kislev and the vast empire of Grand Cathay. But each is beset by its own trials, and now both have cause to cross the threshold and send their armies into the realm of chaos. So this is awesome, because again, they're actually talking about going into the realm of chaos. Again, could be a metaphor, or they could literally be marching north and taking the fight to chaos, which seems weird because it's all wanton evil soul energy, and it's not even material. So the idea of actually marching in there just seems dangerous to me. But, they could be magic, because it's Warhammer and it's fantasy and the rules can be bent. All you have to do is go, I found a ritual in an ancient tome. And everyone kind of goes, oh, alright. Cool, that'll do. So who knows? Who knows what they're going to do with the story on this? It'll be cool. So, but yeah, Grand Cathay is Warhammer China. And we've never had Warhammer China. They've never been fleshed out. They've always just been something mentioned in passing. Like, oh, I spoke to a exotic merchant from far Cathay. And that's about it. That's about it. They have a dragon emperor, apparently. Though no one knows if they're alive or who it even is right now, or if it's even a real dragon, or just someone calling themselves a dragon emperor. No one knows. It's all just, vague, because Games Workshop love to keep stuff super vague until they actually write to the faction. They did the same with Lisbon and the Slan and everything. So, it's all good. The world stands on a precipice. Worst place to stand, by the way. Don't stand on a precipice. It's a terrible idea. A single push will plunge it into cataclysm. And there is one who schemes to achieve just that, an ancient figure who desires nothing less than to wield supreme power. But to succeed, he will need a champion. The coming conflict will engulf all. Will you conquer your demons or command them? So, this ancient power, the oldest of the Chaos Gods is Tzeentch, and he's the most scheming. So it could just mean him, or they could, it could be some angry, revenge, fueled old one, because we don't know much about the old gods that were sort of, kicking around before their gates fell at the poles and let chaos in. So you never know if they're going to be writing more for Kislev and Cathay and giving them whole fleshed out things. Different huge parts of the world are being written. So could they write bits of history as well? Could this ancient being, this ancient figure, is that someone you know, or is this going to be something else they've come up with? I mean, who knows at this point? I love that I don't know anymore. It's awesome. So, so that's the Steam store page. Anyway, now let's get to the FAQ. The FAQ, full of information. So, platforms and storefronts. Which platforms will Total War Warhammer 3 be available on? Total War Warhammer 3 will be available on PC, and then close to launch day, Feral Interactive are going to be porting it to macOS and Linux as well. They'll be confirming exactly when, closer to release day, which we don't even know when release day is yet, so fine, later anyway. Which stores will Total War Warhammer 3 be available through? So obviously Troy came out on the Epic Game Store. And that was them, you know, trying to work out that, you know, get that relationship with Epic Games and get the infrastructure available to distribute games on multiple platforms. And it looks like that's come to fruition, because if you want to buy it on Epic, you can now. Total War Warhammer 3 is available on Steam and the Epic Games Store, so that'll be at launch. You can purchase your Steam or Epic Games Store key directly from Creative Assembly. Which will be more of the money will go to the studio if you buy it directly through them, which is rather nice, I think. Other digital storefronts are also available. Please check Sega's list of approved partners. It says here, but I don't have the link, so, you know, I'll link the FAQ down below, the actual one when they publish it, so you'll be able to click on it there. So, physical copies of Total War Warhammer 3 will also be available in most territories. Please check your preferred local game stockist. Personally, I really want to get my hands on the collector's edition, because as you've noticed, you know, this franchise has been quite a big part of my life for the last few years. It's been the main thing on this YouTube channel, you know, and so it would be nice to commemorate that, I think. I'd never usually get collector's edition, but I hope they do have one. There's no details on it yet, but fingers crossed. So, are there any plans for Total War Warhammer 3 content to be exclusive to any particular store? No. No exclusivity. That's not what they're doing, okay? That's not even what Troy was. Troy was so they could just fund it, you know? Someone else could fund them being able to create this infrastructure. Now, it's just, yeah. You can buy stuff wherever you want, and that's brilliant. That's... You can't get fairer than that. So, I'd say it was a worthwhile experiment. So, it'll be so yeah, everything will be out simultaneously on every storefront, so yay. Will Total War Warhammer and Total War Warhammer 2 be available on the Epic Games Store in the future? Yes. So the back catalogue, the entire back catalogue will be available on Epic, so for anyone who hasn't bought any of the games yet, you never know, it might be people who are too busy playing Fortnite right now and get into the franchise later. They'll be able to get on Steam, not on Steam, on Epic. Which I think is great. We want more players, you know, no matter what platform they're on. So, can I purchase DLC for Total War Warhammer games I own on one store on another, and vice versa? In other words, can you buy The Realm of the Wood Elves on Steam and then play it on Epic? The answer to that is sadly no. Currently. So, they do mention they are trying to, you know, work that out, but of course that really does rely on the storefronts. That's really something that Steam and Epic are going to have to work out. I don't think it's entirely in Creative Assembly's shoes, because, yeah, I mean, I just don't see Steam sort of messaging Epic and going, oh, by the way, this is available. This person owns this. Epic Store obviously, no, don't buy it here. And vice versa, you know, they're both just trying to get money. They're not going to let other people undersell them. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I hope they do. I hope they do make it all cross-compatible. That'd be lovely. However, they are hoping to introduce that functionality through Total War Access in the future. So you can link your Steam and Epic accounts to that. So, I mean, hopefully that'll work out. But again, they say they can't guarantee it. It's something they're working on, but, you know, again, it's Steam and Epic, isn't it? So if they want to play nice, then maybe. Will Total War Warhammer 3 be available on macOS and Linux? Yes. It already said soon after launch it'll be available thanks to their partners, Feral Interactive. So will Total War Warhammer 3 have Steam and Epic Game Store cross-store multiplayer? In other words, can I play with my Epic friends from my Steam account? Yes, you can. You can play multiplayer with anybody who owns the game, regardless of where they have it, which is brilliant, because that would just be the worst. I mean, the multiplayer scene with Total War Warhammer is really dedicated, but it's not very big. So to have a bunch of new players, like a bunch of new blood, turn up ready to play and be on the wrong store, you know, to play with the people that are currently so dedicated would be a travesty, frankly. So I'm glad cross-compatible straight away at launch. That's great. I love that they were able to say yes. You know, it's not, we're working on it. It's like, nope, done. Done at launch. Brilliant. So, early adopter bonus. Total War Warhammer 3 is available for pre-order now, but I don't see any mention of a pre-order incentive or early adopter bonus. Is there one? Yes. We will be revealing our early adopter bonus in the coming months. Oh, that's too long. Oh. Regardless of when you pre-order, either right now or close to release, you will still get the same bonus. So even though you're, you know, if you pre-order today, which I wouldn't, frankly, like, I'd never pre-order stuff early. I'd wait for reviews and things before I even bother. But, you know, if you just want to buy it, fine. You'll still get the pre-order bonus, alright? Even though it's not listed, you'll still get it. So don't think you have to wait just to get the pre-order bonus. I'd just wait because you should, you know, you should be able to actually see something of the game before you spend money on it. That's just good practice for everything you buy. So, as with our previous early adopter bonuses, it'll be gifted to anyone who pre-orders or buys the game in the first week after release. So you'll be able to claim the early adopter bonus for free up to a week after the game is launched. So that's nice. So you can wait for, you know, even your friends to start playing it and tell you if it's good before you buy it, and you still get the bonus. So I do love that. CA have done that for a long time, and I think it's wonderful they do. We'll be showing more about exactly what the early adopter is in a few months. So if you want to wait until you know more before placing your pre-order, or even until the game launches, it's of course completely up to you. And yeah, that's lovely. That's a lovely policy. What is the early adopter bonus content? We're currently planning to have a race pack as the early adopter bonus for Warhammer 3. Stay tuned for all the latest details about this as soon as we can reveal them. So, yeah, another race pack. So, another faction. You know, wait, actually, race pack. Is that a faction pack? Is that what they call the faction packs? Or is a race pack like the... There's a Lord pack, isn't it? If it's like, you know, the so-and-so versus the thing. That's the race pack, right? No, that's the Lord pack, and then the I forget how they label these. The race pack is a new faction, I think. So that could be all sorts. My money is on Chaos Dwarves right now, but I have no idea. I have no insider information on that at all. Nothing. So, and even if I did, I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you that I don't. So, but I don't. But my money's on Chaos Dwarves at the moment because they are so close to the Warhammer 2 map. But there's no guarantee that the early adopter bonus is going to be like the Norska DLC was for Game 1 and 2. There's no guarantee of that. The early adopter bonus might just be more DLC for Warhammer 3 and not be playable in Warhammer 2. We don't know. But Norska was such a farce, they either learnt from it how to implement that, and they're doing it again, and it'll work this time, or they decided it was too much hassle. They just might not have that sort of, you know, pre-order a thing that'll be in the next game and play it now in this game. You know, they might not be doing that. We have no idea. We have no idea. So anyway, will Total War Warhammer 3 reviews land before the game is released? Yes, as with all recent Total War titles, our review embargo will drop before launch, allowing you time to decide whether to pre-order and get early adopter bonus if you'd like. So great for me, because, you know, as a content partner for Creative Assembly, I get access to these things. If there's no review embargo before launch, it means that there's probably not... They wouldn't really give me much opportunity to publish anything before launch, which would suck for me, so I'm happy about that. And again, great for the consumer, because, you know, you get to watch fools like me smack my head against new mechanics and figure out how to play them ahead of time, so you guys can go, oh, that's how you do it, and not make fools of yourselves when you get hold of it. So, you know, I'll be the fool, and you just enjoy. So, content. Is Total War Warhammer 3 going to be set during the end times and feature stuff from Age of Sigmar? No. No, it won't. As with Total War Warhammer and Total War Warhammer 2, Total War Warhammer 3 is set around the reign of Karl Franz. Our primary source is Warhammer Fantasy Battles 8th edition, although they have and will continue to use older editions for inspiration. So, yeah, I think End Time's actually a different IP. I think it counts as like a different thing. It's why Vermintide was Warhammer The End Times Vermintide, I think. I think it's a separate IP. And obviously this is the Warhammer trilogy, so yeah. And Age of Sigmar, different setting, you know? Technically there is stuff from Age of Sigmar that they could use that isn't necessarily from Age of Sigmar. Purely, I mean, there are certain models that have been updated. So the look of something has been updated, and they're fundamentally the same thing as they were in fantasy. So they could potentially use updated models for certain things that have, you know, that are consistent between those two settings. Because that's just a, you know, that's just a cosmetic change, right? Like the new Nagash model is sick, and there's no reason why if they had Nagash in the game at any point, he couldn't be using the new model, because the old model is laughably bad. So, you know, that's if we get Nagash. Fingers crossed we will. It'd be weird if we didn't get such a big name in Warhammer Fantasy. But, you know what I mean. But we're not going to get, like, the Sigmarines or whatever, because it's a different game, different universe. It's not, no. And when someone says, actually, it comes after the thing, it's a different universe. Like, the universe just got destroyed, they built a new one, right? It's a whole different setting. So, what races will be available in Total War Warhammer 3 at launch? We are excited to be able to confirm that Total War Warhammer 3 contains a wider selection of individual races than any previous Total War Warhammer core title, and I'm glad they did, because otherwise I'd be really angry with them. Genuinely, because we already know some of them. There's Chaos Divided, right? So, deep within the realms of Chaos, the four ruinous powers, Nurgle, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, and Khorne, prepare to go to war. So those four, if it's just the demons of Chaos roster, that's only one army book for all four, and so that's as much content as there is in like dwarfs, for instance. You can't really call dwarfs four factions, you know what I mean? There's a lot more variety you can do with Chaos, because there's like huge expanded rosters. You got all the different sort of specific sort of mortals as well. So arguably, say there's that and Warriors of Chaos, but then of course Warriors of Chaos already has a book and is already a content. It's already a pack you can buy for Warriors of Chaos, but there's all the Warriors of Chaos with their unique flavour. So that with a new paint job 4 times, and new mechanics, and even new models, because let's be honest, you can't just paint a guy green and say that's Nurgle. No, he's got to have like weird buboes and flies coming off. There's a lot of remodeling to do to make that really good, right? Certainly worth sticking a new race sticker on it. So yeah, Nurgle, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, and Khorne, they can turn it into a massive thing, but I would still feel a bit cheated if we just got that as like 4 races, and those were the 4 core races, you know what I mean? Also, we got to have some good guys. So yeah, Kislev and Cathay. The fact that Kislev and Cathay are basically being done from scratch is sort of insane. Obviously, Games Workshop are working in tandem with them to get those fleshed out, which is really cool. But yeah, you got to have some good guys. So those are the good guys. And God, imagine if it was still 4 factions. If we had like Nurgle and Slaanesh and then Kislev and Cathay, and we had to buy Tzeentch and Khorne as DLC later down the line, it would be so weird. So like I said, I'd feel cheated if we didn't have more factions this time around, because no order of which they could do the factions would feel fair. I'd feel cheated if they didn't give us all of this stuff. So, great, it's generous and it's awesome. But yeah, it just stops me feeling cheated, so that's enough. So yay. We can't wait to start introducing you to the 9 playable legendary lords. 9? So there's one more legendary lord than they have done, and that is, that does suggest more sort of more gameplay. That's one more campaign than we had in Warhammer 2. So, and more varied mechanics, because they're all gonna have, there's 6 rosters to choose from with them, or at least like 2 and 4 halves. Anyway, something. So it should be really varied. But yeah, 9 of them. Which obviously 9 and 6. Who has how many? Which is super interesting. I can't wait to sort of learn more of them, and we might be able to figure it out. Although it does seem like Tsar Boris is dead, so we only have Tsarina Katerin. But you never know, he might be alive somehow. But who knows? So we might just get the 1 for Kislev? I don't know. It's hard to say. It's just guesswork at this point. Also, Chaos do already have like the Chaos Warriors stuff, so like, Slaanesh has Sigvold the Magnificent sort of, waiting on the bench for the joined map, so I don't know. So is all this Kislev and Cathay content for Total War Warhammer 3 legit? By that, I don't think the question is, are you tricking us? I think they mean, are you making this up? Or is it like canon? And it's canon. So yes, Games Workshop has expanded and created these factions and partnered with us. You can find out all about it from them on the Warhammer community. There's a link in the FAQ which you can look at below, which I'll have linked. I can't go to it yet because it's not live and these links don't work in the document that I have, including some great interviews, which, yeah, I'm looking forward to reading those. If it's a good article, I'll probably do a video on that too. It might even be out there, out here, and I'll have that video linked. So, yay. That's, you know, once I've done it. I might not have done it yet. Who knows? Bother me in the comments if you want to see me talk about all that and have my take on it. So, will there be a combined map for owners of all 3 games? Yes, though currently they're working on Warhammer 3. So, it is going to be a huge combined map for all 3 games, all combined, which is awesome. And, yeah, that'll be coming out as free DLC. So, it'll be free, like Mortal Empires was, and which makes sense, because at that point you bought 3 games off them, so seems fair. Note that you will need to own all 3 parts of the trilogy through a single store. So don't split it up between Steam and Epic, or else you might be screwed. So, I know, sad, but it is what it is. Will you be continuing to support Total War Warhammer 2 after the launch of Total War Warhammer 3? As you might expect, our focus will shift towards supporting Total War Warhammer 3 following its launch. However, before then, there will be a further DLC for Total War Warhammer 2, which they will be releasing later this year. So they haven't said, like I said earlier, there's no guarantee that the pre-order bonus is going to be playable in Warhammer 2, and there's no, it doesn't say for certain whether the early adopter bonus and this DLC are the same thing. So what I think we might be getting certainly seems to be the prevailing winds are supporting this. It seems to be that we'll get another DLC for Total War Warhammer 2, and then the early adopter bonus will just be more content from Warhammer 3. Which, honestly, I'm fine with, just because of how Norsca was really messy. I'd rather they just avoid that completely, because I don't want them wasting time on creating content that's going to be obsolete in a couple of months. You know what I mean? They're like, here's the pre-order bonus. Have fun playing that. It was a fun marketing thing, but if that takes, like, serious work to do, and it did, they had to rebuild the entire thing, it caused a bunch of delays. I'd rather they don't do any delays. I'd rather they just make sure it works in one game. And then it means they waste less time. Because they make it work on Warhammer 3, it means I haven't played it in Warhammer 2, and then never touch that again after a couple of months, you know? Because I'm playing that same content, the new thing, instead. So like Warhammer 2 I don't care. I'll probably never touch Warhammer 2 again. So it just seems, you know, a waste. That's my 2 cents on it anyway. So we'll see. We'll see. So that's everything, guys. That's everything in these documents, but of course I'm incredibly excited, and I will be covering a bunch more of this stuff as it comes out. I mean, as if more stuff is coming out. Hopefully it slowed down a bit, because, oh my god, I can't keep up with this pace. All these teasers have been ridiculous. So much stuff teased, so much stuff now confirmed. It's been a wild week. So, yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell to be notified of any more of this nonsense, because there's probably going to be quite a lot of it. I will be covering every sausage of information, and yes, information does come in sausages, and more modern ones are terror sausages, killer sausages, giga sausages. It's been a long day, guys. Anyway, I'll see you later. Have a good one.